name is Tracy Matthews. I am the liaison to the Business Advocacy Committee of the Campbell County Chamber of Commerce. And this morning I am here with Trish Simonson, and she is running for City Council Ward 1. So, Trish, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, Tracy, thank you so much for doing this. I appreciate the opportunity. Like you said, my name is Trish Simonson. I've been in Gillette for over 40 years. We rolled in a long time ago during the booming 70s and were homeless for a little bit, and I've kind of worked my way up and have been successful in Gillette, and so is my family. So I am running for City Council Ward 1. I was appointed in March when Mayor Hansen took over as mayor, so I am really excited to have the opportunity to continue to serve.
Thank you. So our first question, Trish, is do you support Penny Power? And if so, are you willing to support it as part of your campaign?
Yes, I do support Penny Power. I think it's very important that we do have a way to cover the infrastructure and the beautification projects in our community with the least invasive way as possible. It also helps our nonprofits, which are very, very needed in our community for economic development and social services. And we also give the opportunity for the public to decide where that money goes with the survey that comes out. So I think it's just a great opportunity for people to give their voice and decide where that money goes.
Thank you. So Trish, thinking long term, where would you like to see the city of Gillette in the next 20 years? And what is your plan to accomplish this vision for the city of Gillette?
Well, of course, I want the mining industry, the oil and the gas industry to stay strong. It supports so many other industries like the trucking, the welding industry, and the heavy equipment industry. But as we've seen, that is starting to falter a little bit. So we do need to think of ways to diversify our economy to make sure that we can be a sustainable economy and a sustainable community. So I want to continue to support our small businesses and industry that's already here. We have some homegrown industries like L&H and Visionary that have just flourished and are starting to work across the country and the state of Wyoming. And we need to brand Gillette as a destination to bring businesses. With our low taxes, it's a safe place to raise your family. We have wonderful amenities such as the rec center, plenty of parks, Camplex, the sports complex. And then we have good schools. And we also have the Gillette College, which is going to be standing on its own very, very soon. And I'm so excited for that opportunity for this community and to see the growth there. I also think that we need to keep on working Gillette as a tourist destination. We are right in the middle of the Black Hills and the Bighorns. We have Devil's Tower. We have Keyhole Reservoir. We have the amazing art community. We have the Ava Art Center, the museum, beautiful downtown. So we really need to be working with Gillette Main Street, Chamber of Commerce, the Visitation Board, that we can just keep making Gillette a tourist destination. And then we need to have a stronger relationship with our county. I think working together, many hands make light work. The Camplex is a great facility, and we have to work with the land board and the county and the city to make sure that we can make Camplex profitable and bring events in and do the best we can to make Camplex available nationwide for people to come all over to enjoy that facility. But we also have to make it so it is a profitable event center.
Thank you. What policy changes or investments are necessary to encourage broader employment in our community?
Again, I think branding Gillette for low taxes, for that safe place to live, a good place to raise your family. Again, Gillette College. I think that as Gillette College grows and is able to bring more programs in, that we can help keep our kids here in the community to attend school. And if they do decide to go to a secondary, like a university, that hopefully they would come back and we could provide those opportunities for them to work here, whether it's in the mining industry, the healthcare industry, teaching, any kind of education. I think that that's really important. Again, we need to make Gillette a healthcare destination. We have people coming from Sheridan and other places that come to our cancer center. We've had Black Hills Ortho Surgery Center move into Gillette. And they have a flourishing surgical center and a flourishing medical facility. We've recently had Monument Health come in from Rapid City, and they just do patient care right now. But if we could entice them to be able to build a surgical facility here, and then also keeping doctors here, getting doctors here, not just having Gillette being a stepping stone, but keeping doctors here. And so I think we really need to work on our branding and being able to keep those kind of facilities here.
Trish, what do you see as the most pressing needs for infrastructure or capital projects in our community?
Well, Gillette has always had an issue of affordable and available housing. And that is something that is a really huge monster to kind of take on. So I don't know exactly how I would do that because I haven't been entrenched in that part of it, but I do know as a resident here for over 40 years, it's always been an issue. So I would like to work with the city, the county, and builders that come in here to help make available housing for people and affordable housing so that everybody has an opportunity to have rentals that are affordable and to be able to purchase a house. And then I believe that public transportation is something that we really need to consider in our community. We are very spread out. We're very rural. You can only access the bike path a few months out of the year as far as walking and using a bicycle. And it also keeps coming up in our needs assessment, and it came up in our Vision 2040. So this is something that keeps coming up as a need in Gillette, in our community. And we also have people in Wright that don't get to Gillette for their healthcare needs or shopping or anything, especially with the gas prices like they are, because it's just too expensive to get here. So I do think that public transportation needs to be on the table. Also, this is one thing that I never really thought of until I got on city council, but the fact that fiber optics to the home, that was a conversation we had at the beginning in one of our retreats when I came, and I never thought about it, but when COVID hit, I think we saw the need for internet. It wasn't just something that people wanted, but it was a need. It was a need for kids to get their lessons done. It was a need for people to work from home when their businesses were closed. So I think that is a really good infrastructure plan that could be worked on through the city or other communication entities in our community. I also think that we need mental health and healthcare facilities. We need to have more opportunity for people that are suffering from mental health issues to be able to get that help. Right now, the wait is just, it's atrocious. And, our behavioral health services is our only 24/7 care. So I do believe that we need to be working harder to get mental health providers to Gillette and giving them a reason to stay here. And then again, healthcare facilities. I think that's a good opportunity for Gillette to continue to grow. And this is out of my league, but since you're asking infrastructure, a 4-lane highway, Gillette to Douglas. I think that is a huge undertaking, but I know there are a lot of people in Gillette and at state level that want to make this happen. It's one of the most dangerous sections of highway that we have in the state of Wyoming. I think it would be beneficial for all the industries, the trucking industry, the mining industry, oil, gas, tourism, and then plus make it safer. So that's kind of a, big one.
What city departments have you been to in the last year, and what have you learned about their services?
I had to make a list, but I have visited HR. I have visited finance multiple times, utilities multiple times for fiber, water, and electric. Public Works multiple times for the orientation, and then Parks and Beautification, and then visiting with the fleet department. I've also been to GPA and toured. Jason gave me a nice little tour here at wastewater, developmental services twice with Rye Mazzarelli and then Meredith and Clark, who work in zoning, and the Gillette Police Department tour with Chief Deaton, and I also went on a police ride-along with Officer Trevor Johnson and his dog, Biko, which was very fun. And then I visited with Mike up in IT and found out how amazing they are in keeping the city of Gillette safe with the cybersecurity that's put in place. And I've also visited the warehouse to see where all the supplies are for Gillette and how that works when people come in, and be able to get those supplies to keep our city running. The things that I've learned from that is the city of Gillette is really good at cross-training their employees. For instance, when COVID hit, they cross-trained some of their garbage truck drivers to be able to drive their snow plows because there were people that were just out sick. And so their organizations and departments are doing a really nice job of cross-training their employees so that people can just step up and do those jobs when someone else isn't available. They're a very knowledgeable staff, they're efficient. I do believe that the city of Gillette is a fine-oiled machine, and there's very high morale, and we rely on the staff to keep us informed so that we can make the best decisions for the community too as a council.
Thank you so much for your time today. I appreciate it. And anything else that you want to tell the voters of Campbell County?
Well, I would just like to say, I would do anything to support the community the best that I can. I want to work for the community. I want to be involved in the community. I've really enjoyed these last few months on City Council, and I just hope that you will elect me, Trish Simonson, for City Ward 1 for City Council.
Thank you.